Okay, Brett Dennen here at the Royal Concert Hall in Nottingham, supporting Paloma Faith. How did that come about? Do you know Paloma from before?
I actually didn't meet Paloma until the first day on this tour. I don't know exactly how it came about. All I know is that she's been listening to my music for a while.
Oh, she's a fan.
Yeah, and that's what's wild about music, right? You make an album, and then you release it into the world, and you never know who's gonna listen to it. And this is certainly a really big break for me because she's a massive star over here, and I haven't gotten enough exposure over here, so I'm feeling really lucky for that. And I think it's good. Like, I think we're a good combo. I think I'm a good support for her. Like, she brings a lot of energy and has a really powerful performance on stage. And I'm just performing with an acoustic guitar, and a friend of mine came out with me, and he's playing some electric guitar. So it's very stripped down compared to her music. But I get a lot of soul, like vintage soul sound in her music, and I think I definitely have a lot of vintage, like folk sound in my music, so I think it goes well together.
And now she is a personality. She's quite a kooky character when we see her on stage and in on TV appearances.
Yeah, she's the same off stage. I mean, she's just who she is. She might wear less makeup or something off stage, but she's pretty much the same person. She's super generous, very funny, always the center of attention. But shines her light on other people too. Like, she definitely makes me feel really good about myself. Like, she's always quick with compliments and love and praise, and I think that's just what special people do. You know, they lift other people up.
Has she been watching you from the wings then?
I don't know. She has this really elaborate stage for her set that's got lots of platforms and risers and steps and things, and so to hide that, they throw a big black curtain up, and then when I perform, I'm in front of that black curtain, so I can't see anything behind me. So who knows? She could be behind the curtain. I don't know.
And how have you gone down? Because, like you say, I suppose it complements, but it's a different sort of sound, isn't it? What you do.
The first couple of venues that we played, like Sheffield, South End, were more like standing room clubs, and not in Sheffield, but definitely in South End. And so whenever we play like the standing noisy clubs, I don't go over as well, because I think people have it in their mind that I'm like an opener, I'm a support act. I don't deserve like their attention or something.
How rude.
I know. But the venues like that we're going to play tonight, like I know tonight's going to go over well because it's a nice concert hall. There's seats, and usually when that happens, people are more respectful, and they're comfy in their seats, you know, and they just want to see the show. So that works in my favor.
So you're a Californian.
Mm-hmm.
You've been to the UK and Nottingham a number of times.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about your experiences here. You said earlier the last time was with the John Butler Trio?
Yeah, well, I was here in March, April, with the John Butler Trio, and we played around the corner at Rock City. And I really like touring the UK because the towns are closer together. The whole country, all of Great Britain is not very big.
Yeah.
It's easy to get
For
around.
you Americans.
I know, we have so much distance between all of our
Although
cities.
I did see you tweeted it took you 7 hours to go from...
Well, yes, I wasn't aware that it was going to take that long. There was a lot of traffic. But
where was that? That was from...
That was the first day. The first day of tour, I flew in, and I got in a day late because there's terrorist threats or something on my airplane. And then...
Hang on, terrorist threats on your airplane?
That's all the information I heard. No one's saying anything else, so I don't know. I don't even know what terrorist threats on an airplane means. I don't know if there's if it means there's links to Al Qaeda, or if someone was just saying, you know, I have a sharp object, I'm going to stab the flight attendant. Who knows, you know.
So that meant that the flight was cancelled?
The flight was cancelled and delayed to the next day. And then so I got in, and getting into London, I had to learn how to drive all over again. And I had to go pick up an amplifier for my guitarist all the way across town, and then get from all the way across town back across town, and then up to Sheffield. And it should have only taken like 3.5 hours, but it took like 7.5 hours. Like,
so you mean you have to learn to drive all over again because we're on the wrong side of the road?
Well, I wouldn't say you're on the wrong side of the road. You're on the perfectly right side of the road. I'm just saying it's different than what I'm used to. And I gotta say, if we want to talk about driving over here, I don't know if I'll ever get used to, like, just instinctually being on this side of the road, but I gotta say I love the roundabouts. I like to call them roundabouts. Because you go round, you're rounding. But it just makes it so much more efficient.
Do you not have roundabouts?
We don't have roundabouts in the States.
It's all traffic lights, isn't
We
it?
have a roundabout here and there, but it's usually... First of all, people don't know how to use them. They don't know how to yield or give way to oncoming traffic, and it's just some of our roundabouts have like stoplights or stop signs in them. They just don't make any sense. Like it's not the true roundabout.
One thing I noticed, I hope you haven't been doing this since you've been over here. I drove in Florida, and I didn't realise the rule that even if it's on red, you could still go if the road's clear.
Oh, you mean making a right turn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see people doing that here.
No, we don't do that.
Well, we have, so instead of roundabouts, we have intersections with traffic lights.
We have them as well.
Yeah, but not every, like, we have them every 2 feet. Like, it's ridiculous. It's like stop, go, stop, go, stop, go, stop, go. And but if you come to an intersection and you're making a right turn, so for here it would be a left turn, you can go on red if there's no oncoming traffic.
So an interesting thing that is true about you on Wikipedia is that you were homeschooled.
Yes.
What was the reasoning? How did that work? Is it legal?
It's legal. I don't know, actually. I think it's legal. I come from a very, like, hippy
I knew you were going to say that.
background. I mean, my parents aren't really hippies anymore, maybe deep down, but I think just years of just outgrowing it makes it harder to tell. But when I was born, my dad he made things out of pottery, and he tried to sell them, and it didn't really work, so he had to find another job to support us, and he became a carpenter, and my mom decided she wasn't going to work. She was going to homeschool us, and we were actually born at home. We were like homeborn babies, schooled in, all born in the same bed that my parents slept in the same house that we still have. So, yeah, we were homeschooled. My mom just picked books and art and music and things and just said, here, kids. And I don't think we really followed any standard curriculum. Eventually I did go into public school and middle school, and I think I had to take a test to see if I would make it. But I'm also from California, which pretty much has like the worst public school. The worst public school system in the country, maybe even the world. I don't know. It's pretty bad, so I don't think it's hard to get into public schools in California. That's why we have so many private schools and charter schools.
But you went on to college, university?
I did well. I mean, I might not have been up to speed in terms of curriculum with other kids, but I definitely had the aptitude, and I had the ability to be self-taught and self-motivated. I could concentrate on my homework just fine. I could teach myself a lesson out of a book just fine. So I caught up. And I did really well in high school, and I did really well in college as well.
And your 5 albums in, the 5th one was out last year. Does that mean there's another one due?
Yeah, well, I don't know. What does that mean, do? I know that
Are you working
since
on it?
the minute that I released Smoke and Mirrors, I've been constantly on tour.
Which is good.
Which is good. So I haven't really had a lot of time to sit down and write, but I do have songs that I've written, and I do have ideas that I want to put into music, and I do plan on releasing something next year, whether it's another full-length album, or if it's a couple EPs, or who knows what. But I do plan to be. There's a lot more touring I need to do next year, so I sort of took like a smaller approach to touring this year. I played smaller venues in smaller towns, so you have to you have to do a lot more than instead of just play one big show, one big city, and hope that all the people like just come to see you. Like I chose, let's play smaller shows in every surrounding town, and that's still the plan for next year. So I have another solid 5 months of touring I need to do next year.
And that's here, that's in the States, anywhere
in the
else?
States, back over here, Australia, hopefully some Europe as well.
Oh, well, and are you quite happy doing that as long as you're working, as long as you can
Yeah,
play?
I just love playing music for people. I don't care where it is.
I have to ask, being in Nottingham, and Paloma is a mate of Jake Bugg's. Are you aware of Jake Bugg?
Mm-hmm.
What do you know about him? Have you ever met him?
I've never met him.
Is he better than you?
He's definitely smaller than me. All I know of him is where I live, there's a really hip radio station that plays music way before it ever gets popular. And I remember hearing his Lightning Bolt, or whatever that song was.
Yeah.
It was probably really big over here, but nobody had heard it in the States yet. So I remember this radio station was playing it a lot, and I remember like, wow, this is really cool. And then I think it found its way into mainstream radio in America, and so I think he did play some like proper venues, and I think he has a big following there. But that's really all I know about him. He seems cool. Seems like a kid who doesn't give a damn. Just rocks out.
His dad will be backstage after the show to meet Paloma.
Oh yeah. Who's his dad?
Just a local guy called David Bugg.
Dave Bugg?
Dave Bugg's a good name, isn't it? I thought Bugg was made up.
So they're from here?
Yeah, from Nottingham, sorry, yeah, they're all local. So, people coming to see Paloma tonight, that's why they bought the tickets. Yeah. But, why should they sit still at 8 o'clock to watch you?
It's a lot to ask, right?
Yeah.
It is. I always feel like, even like, I'm sure Paloma probably feels the same way. I'm sure she's charging a lot of money for this show, first of all, because it's a small venue for her. So it's a lot to ask of people to like give up their money but also their time to come in. I mean, sure that people will do it in a heartbeat because they worship her and everything. She's that kind of artist, but it's a lot to ask. And why should people sit and watch me when they could be at the pub throwing back a few? Well, the answer's simple. They can throw back a few any night.
Yeah.
They can do that tomorrow. I mean, it's so nice to hear new music, I think. Whenever I hear a new artist that, like, I'm totally just like, especially when it's an established artist that has a body of work, and you're just sitting there watching, like, someone just present their life's work to you. Like, I've been existing and I've been working on my craft in my own signature style.
And this is me.
Having like my own way that I like, my own observations of the world that I want to make, as if I was the first to ever make an observation, like with that sense of purity. And this is what I have for you. And watching that is always great, even if you don't like it, as long as it's good. Like, good music is good music. I can watch great music and not like it, but still appreciate someone's life's work, or like I just described. So I think just a chance to do that, to see something new, is great. But I think I have something that Paloma fans would like, because they're so, from what I've noticed, because I wasn't really much aware of Paloma before, like I came here. I heard of her when she invited me to come, and so I did some research, and I totally like fell like head over heels for her. And then meeting her, I'm like, oh my gosh! Like, so I understand why people like are obsessed with her because she's just sincere and she's herself, and I'm that same way, just in a different way. Every song I write comes from just a thoughtful place, and it's sincere. And I'm sincere when I sing, and I really believe the music that I sing and the songs that I write. And I think that alone is worth something.
And Paloma likes you. You're not on this tour because of a record label.
Right.
Putting you on or management deal or anything.
Right.
It's because she requested it, she likes you.
Yeah.
So that's enough for
Maybe
you.
I should have said that.